Okay, guys, so let's begin the session now. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, guys, so let's begin this. So we were discussing Azure data engineering. So as we know that the Azure data engineering is nothing but basically Azure is the name used by the Microsoft to market the cloud services. Whereas data is nothing but the information. Okay, data is nothing but what? Information. And engineering is nothing but application of techniques. So in broad, we can say that application of techniques on the data by using the Azure. Okay. So basically using these techniques or application of techniques on the data. So to use there is using these techniques, what is it basically? What are the tasks we can achieve it? So we can achieve the following tasks, but whereas before that, as you know that Azure data engineering is a bunch of cloud services. That means many cloud services are intact here. So we can say it's a bunch of cloud services. It is a bunch of cloud services, whereas these using these services, we can perform the following task. Okay, that means we can do the following task, or we can say using which we can do the following jobs. So as already we have discussed it, what is it? The first one is called as what? Data migration, comma. Then we have the data integration, and then we have what is it? Data migration, data integration. Then we have data summarization, data integration, data migration. Okay, data migration, data integration, data summarization, and the data visualization. And the data visualization. So these are all the techniques we can achieve it. So basically, when we talk about these tasks, so to achieve these tasks, guys, we use the following services of Azure. What is it? We use following services of Azure. So we might be calling it as a products in some other, on premises, but here in the cloud, we call it a service, guys. What are the services we have it? Everyone, the first service, okay, guys, the first service which we can say it here as the ADF, which is nothing but the Azure Data Factory. Okay, the first service we call it here as what? ADF, that is called as a Azure Data Factory. Okay, Azure Data Factory. And the next one we have it as what? Azure Data Factory. And the next one is we have it as what? Azure Databricks. That is called as the ADB. And then we have what is it, guys? Synapse. Then we have it as what? Synapse, ADF, ADB, and the Synapse. ADF, ADB, and the Synapse, we have it. And apart from this, we also have what's that? We also have what's that, guys? We can say Azure Machine Learning, ML. And then we can also have the Azure Open AI. So these are all the services we have it, guys. These are all the various services we have in the Azure data engineering. So let's try to work on this, guys, before that. So now when we talk about this one, that is called as the Azure Data Engineering, and these are all services. The whole process starts with this. What is it, guys? The whole process starts with the following. What is it? The whole process starts with the following. What is that? The first one is nothing but called as a accumulation of data. That means collection of data. So I can say, guys, data. That means data from where we can collect the data or where we can get the data, guys. The data we can get it from the source. We can get it from the source of data. Okay. We can get the data from the source of the data. That is nothing but we can get the data from the source of the data, guys. What is the source of data? Yes, source of data is nothing but what? Yes, guys, source of data is nothing but what? We can get the data from the source of data. So what is the source of data? The source of data can be many, but I'll tell you, there are the following sources from where we can get the data. That is nothing but, guys, the first one I can say we have multiple sources, but I'm just listing out few of it. Social networking sites, social networking sites. Okay, guys. Social networking sites. The first one is what? Social networking sites. Okay. Social networking sites is the first one we have it. Social networking sites. Then we have what is it, guys? Social networking sites is there. Okay. Social networking sites. Okay, we can get the data from the following source of data. What is that? Social networking sites. So what are the social networking sites, guys? We can have the following. What is it? The FB, that we call it as the Facebook. Then we have the Insta, it is called as the Instagram. Okay. Then we have what's it? WhatsApp. Okay. Then we have what's it? Facebook, Insta, WhatsApp. Okay. These are all the social networking sites. Of course, we can have many more. So from where we can expect the data, from where we can expect the data, guys. Okay. So whereas this data, whatever we get it here, guys, whatever the data we get it here, everyone, whatever the data we get it, this is called as what, guys, everyone? This kind of a data or this type of a data, we call it as what, guys? This type of a data, we call it as what, everyone? We call it as a big data, guys. We call it as what? Big data. That is called as what? Massive amount of data. Then apart from this, what is the another source from where we can expect the data, guys? We can also get the data from some of the source, that is, we call it as what? Okay, guys, human generated or machine generated. Human generated or machine generated. Human generated or the machine generated, guys. Human generated or the machine generated data. This is also, we can say it as what? Massive amount of data. Massive amount of data, guys. Massive amount of data. uh, and then huge volume of the data or big data is one of the same, guys. Just another various names we can say. Then we have what is it, guys? Data or the source of data. We can also get it from what? The source here. And this source can be what, guys, everyone? This source can be what, guys, everyone? We can get it from the source of the data, and this source can be uh, what is it? Live streaming process. What is it? Live streaming process. So what do you mean by live streaming process, guys? So live streaming process is a process where we get the data on the continuous basis. We get the data on the continuous basis. What is it, guys? We can say, guys, for example, okay, for example, we can say, what is it, guys? Stock market, where we get the data continuously during the stock market, share market, we have it. Okay, continuously we get the data, receive the data, change the values. Okay, change the values every, okay, every minute, every second, the value keeps on changing. That is called as what, guys? Live streaming process. The process will be live, guys. Always the process will be what? Live in nature. So this kind of a data is also called as what? Huge volume of the data. Huge volume of data. What it is called as? Huge volume of the data, guys. So this all is called as what? This, guys, in broad, we can see we have many more other sources also, but I'm just listing a few of them. These all are called as what, guys? Big data. We can say it as what? Big data. We can say it as what, guys? Big data. So big data are the massive amount of data, guys. But whereas when we talk about the big data, guys, okay, when we talk about the big data, so big data means what? Huge volume of the data. In broad, we can say the very massive amount of data, the huge volume of the data is called as what? Big data. And now the big data, basically, everyone, the big data is basically classified, everyone. The big data is basically classified or divided. Okay, guys, the big data can be classified or divided into the following, okay, types. What are those types, guys? The big data is divided or classified into the following types, guys. What are those? The first one, we can say it as what, guys? The first one, we can say it here as what? The first one, I can say it here as what's that? Structured data. The first one, you can say it as what? Structured data, guys. Structured data means what, guys, everyone? The structured data is nothing but what? The data which is recorded in the form of a table. So a table is nothing but what is that, guys? Rows and columns. Rows and columns. The data is nothing but what? Rows and columns, guys. rows and columns. The data in the form of what? Rows and columns. So what if I rows and columns? What if a table, guys? The data which is kept in the proper form. The data which is kept in what is it? Proper form here. The following. What is that? I can say here like this, guys. A table. So I'm writing it a table here. How the table looks like. Just for example, for understanding purpose, I'm writing it here. Suppose I'm having the name, ID, and then you have a salary, and then you have a job. These are the four columns you have it. Everyone. These are the four columns we have it. Let us say that the table name here, I'm labeling it as EMP. Okay, guys, everyone. So I'm just taking a simple data so that you can understand it very easily, guys. I'm inserting the rows in this alien, something like this, and salary. Okay, then you have a job, guys, everyone. Job is what, guys, everyone? Clerk. Then you have what's it? Initial software engineer, SC, like this. So this is called as a proper form of data where the data is kept properly in the form of a rows and columns. Rows, these are called as what, guys? Rows. And these are called as what? Columns. These are called as what? Columns. Okay, guys. These are called as what? Columns. So here you can say the data is kept in the form of a rows and columns, and the user can understand it very easily. So hence this is called as what, guys, everyone? Hence this kind of a data is called as what? Structured data. Hence, this kind of a data is called as what, guys? Structured data. The second one is, guys, what is that? Semi-structured data. So what means semi-structured data, guys? The semi-structured data is nothing but here, everyone. The data which is recorded in the form of a JSON files, the data which is recorded in the form of a XML files, the data which is recorded in the form of a HTML files, etc., etc. These are all called as what, guys? Semi-structured data, where this data, the user can understand it, but still it is not in a full format, guys. For example, I'll take one so that you will come to know. I'm taking a JSON, guys. JSON generally stands for what, guys? JSON stands for JavaScript. JavaScript object notation file. JavaScript object notation file. JSON stands for what? JavaScript object notation file. Okay, it stands for what? JavaScript object notation file. JavaScript object notation file, guys. Okay, JavaScript object notation file is called as what? JSON. Okay, now here the data is recorded in the form of what is it, guys? Key value pair in the curly braces. This are called as what? Curly braces. And this is the opening brace and this is the closing brace. So between these two, the data is recorded in the form of a what? Key value pair. Key value pair, guys. Key value pair. So what is it? The data is recorded in the form of a key value pair. So what is key? What is value? What is a pair? Make sure always the keys are nothing but, guys, these all are called as keys here, guys. These are called as what? Keys. Okay, keys. And value is what? This is called as a value here. So now, guys, I can say the keys. Okay, so first of all, the keys is mentioned now. So that means I'm taking the same data, I'm writing it in the JSON format, everyone. So here you have what's it, guys, everyone. What's it, you have it? Key is nothing but what? I'm taking it as a, guys, quotes here. Take the double quotes. Always the keys should be mentioned in a double quotes. I'm taking as a name. Then you have what's it, guys? Name. And then you have what is it, guys? Alien closed comma. Come to the next line here. Again, the key here. Key always kept in a quotes now. ID. And then you have the ID. What is the value of the ID? You can say, guys, 332. Then next one is what? Comma. Come to the next line. Again, you have the next column. What's the next column? Salary or the sal, you can say right now. Okay, then you have what's it, guys? Sal is, let us say it here as a numeric value, na 30,000. So I can leave it as it is. You not mention it in the quotes. Again, you have what's it, guys? Job. So I can say job, and the job is what is it, guys? Here you can say The job is clerk. So just mention it in the quotes. That's it, guys. So this is called as what? Guys, the first row. This is called as the first row, where these are called as the key and this is the value of the key. Together we call it as what? Key value pair. Together we call it as what? Key value pair, guys. So I have to mention one more row here. I'm just copying it here, guys, everyone. Can you see here? I'm just copying it. Then afterwards, let's paste it here, everyone. Okay, so just change the values now. So instead of A, then I'm just changing it as a, guys, here I'm changing it as what? Bobby. Here I'm changing the value here, 443. Here I'm changing the value as 40,000. And here I'm changing it as what? SE. That's it, guys. Further, there will be no commas here after this because there is no rows further. Okay. So this is how we can mention it, guys. This is how we can mention the, or this is how the data is kept. But now by looking into this data, you can understand what kind of data it is, but not fully. You are not convenient or not comfortable like this. If you just look into the data, you can say, uh, guys, you can say what? We have 4 columns and 2 rows are there. Easily you can say. And the data is kept in a proper form. But here, you can't say it directly. No? That's the reason. This is nothing but called for semi-structured data. Not fully structured, but semi-structured. Okay. So apart from this, you can also have the data in the XML and HTML. So anyways, once we get into the subject, I will tell you how the data is kept into the XML also and how the data is kept into the HTML as well. Okay, so do not worry on this. So this is the 2 types of data. And thirdly, guys, thirdly, we have what is it, guys? Unstructured data. What is it called as what? Unstructured data. So what is unstructured data, guys? Generally, you will not have any structure for this kind of a data. Generally, you won't have what is it? Any structure for this kind of a data, guys. Always. It is unstructured. It is what is it? Unstructured. Such as what? Such as what, guys? Everyone. You have what is that? Photos. Then you have the videos, photos, videos, chat history, photos, videos, chat history, guys. Photos, videos, chat history, and then you have voice notes. All this data you have it in your mobile phone also. Okay. This is called as what? Unstructured data. This is called as what? Unstructured data. You will not have any structure for this data. But whereas 80% of the data, guys, everyone, 80% of the data in the real time, always make sure 80% of the data. How much? 80% of the data you will get it in what? Unstructured format. But only 20% of the data, guys. Only, what is it? 20% of the data. Only 20% of the data you will get it in what? These formats. What is it? 20% I can say. Only 20% of the data you can get it in what? These formats here, guys. Okay. Only 20% of the data we can get it in this form. What is that? Whether it is a structured or semi-structured. Okay. So guys, here you can have the following. What is it? We can say, this is also 20% only. So guys, so you can say 20% to 20%, or else you can say 60% here. That's it. 60% of the data you will get it in what? Unstructured format. But 20%, that's not the exact ratio. Just I'm giving an approximate ratio, guys. Okay. So most of the data you will get it in what? This format. So as a data engineer, what is your job? Your job will start from here. What is it? Conversion of what is it? Conversion of structured data to what is it, guys? Structured data. Uh, Structured data to what is it? Semi-structured. Okay. And then semi-structured to what's it, guys? Yes, semi-structured to what? Structured data. So this is the process actually. We have what we have it. Okay. What is it? Conversion of what's it guys? Structure to sorry, unstructured to semi-structured. Sorry. It is unstructured. Unstructured towards it guys, semi-structured. Conversion of unstructured data towards it. Unstructured data towards it. Semi-structured data. And semi-structured data towards it guys, everyone. Structured data. So this is the one we have it. Okay. Unstructured to semi-structured, semi-structured to structured. So this is the one we have, the conversion of. So this is the basic job of a data engineer, what we have to do it here, deal it with here. Okay. So that's it, guys. Okay. This is the data you have. Now, third question arises here. What is that? Where do we store this data? In Azure. Guys, everyone, where do we store this data? In Azure. In Azure, because Azure is a cloud now, guys. Azure is a cloud now. We can say the data in Azure, this kind of a structured, semi-structured or unstructured data is stored in what is that, guys? Following Azure storages. What is that? Following Azure storages, guys. What are the storages? The storages, I can list out the following, guys. What is that? The first one is called as the, yes, guys. The first one I can say, guys. The first one I can say it here as what? Azure Blob Storage. So blob storage means what, guys, everyone? The blob storage is nothing but it is a very basic storage of Azure, which can store any kind of data. What is it? It can store the semi-structured data, guys. Sorry, it can store the structured data. Then it can also store what's it, guys? Semi-structured data. Okay. And then you can say, guys, we can also have what's it, and it can also store what's it, unstructured data, any kind of a data you have it, that kind, that any type of the data, you can say overall any type of the data will be, can be stored into the Azure Blob storage, can be stored into what's it, guys? Azure Blob storage. So hence this one, guys, Azure Blob storage, Azure Blob storage. So hence this is called as what, guys? Any kind of a data is stored in the Azure Blob storage, but there is a debug here. Oh, there is a bug here. What's that? It stores only the limited data, guys. Limited data. What is that limit, guys? That limit is called as what? 500 TB. You cannot store the data more than 500 TB here. Okay. So that's it. And second storage, okay, is called as what, guys? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So guys, Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So this is also the another storage, but whereas can you see here, this is more advanced than this data. That is nothing but blob storage. So it is more advanced, guys. It is more advanced than the blob storage. So it has introduced in the recent times. Okay. So now, but here, what is that you have it? It has come here towards it, unlimited data. Unlimited data. What is it? Unlimited data. To have what is that? Unlimited data. There is no limit for storing the data. Whatever the volume of the data you want, you can store it. And here the data is recorded in the what format here? DFS format, which stands for distributed file format. Anyways, what is this distributed file format? I will explain you once we start the practicals here. Okay. Then the next one you have, what's it, guys? Third one. I can
Sir,
say,
I have a question. Sorry.
please, please.
Why is it called as Gen 2? Is there is Generation 1 also?
Generation 2.
Okay, and there is Generation 1 as well, or?
Yes, generation 1 is also there, but it has retired now. Need not worry on this.
Okay, okay, okay.
Gen 1 is generation 1 and generation 2 is Gen 2.
Oh.
We also had between these two, we also had one more that was actually, I'll mention it here. Okay. So I can say, okay, 2 I'll say. That's better. No? 2A I'll say. Okay. 2A, what is it? It is Azure Data Lake. Gen 1 was also there. Gen 1 was the generation 1 was there. And okay, basically it used to store, of course, almost all kind of a data here, structured, semi structured, and as well as the unstructured. But we had some, okay, limitations issue here. We can, okay, we were not in a state to store more volume of the data in this. So hence, anyways, this is retired now. Retired in June 2024. It has retired now. June 2024, it has retired. And Azure has recommended, guys, Azure has recommended all its users to migrate the data from the Gen 1 to the Gen 2. Now, Gen 1 is in full-fledged use now. Gen 1 is in what? Full-fledged use now. So there is no Gen 1 now. Gen 2 has, what is it? It is in full-fledged use now, Gen 2. So Gen 1 has completely retired now. This has to do nothing with this one. Okay. So again, you have what's it, guys? Apart from this, everyone. Apart from this, you have what's it? Azure. Okay, next one is what? Azure SQL database. SQL database means what, guys? Obviously, we call it as what? Yeah, we call it as what generally, guys? Azure SQL server, no? So normally we call it as what? SQL server. That SQL server in Azure is called as what? Azure SQL database. So we call it as what? Azure SQL. We call it as what, guys? That is something, but it is the cloud name of the SQL server, guys. It is the cloud name of the SQL server. Same thing. Only change is what, guys, here? We use the, that means SQL database we are using onto the cloud. So hence it is called as what, guys? Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database. Hence we call it as what? Azure SQL database. So here I can say, guys, the as it's a SQL now, there is obviously some limitations, some rules. So those rules and limitations are what? You can store only one kind of a data, guys. What is that one kind of a data? Only structured data is supported here. No other kind of a data is supported here. Only structure kind of a data. That is proper form of data. That is in the form of rows and columns. Okay, guys, rows and columns data will be supported, not any other. Okay, then next one, guys. After this, again, you have what's it, guys? Fourth one. Sorry, we have the fourth one. The next one is very important. That is called as what? Azure, guys, Cosmos DB. We call it as what? Cosmos DB. And then we have what's it, guys? Everyone. Fifth one is Azure MongoDB. So this Cosmos DB you call, guys, you call it as a Cosmos DB, everyone. You call it as a Cosmos DB or you call it as a MongoDB. Okay, everyone. We call it as a Cosmos DB or we call it as a MongoDB, guys, everyone. Cosmos DB or the MongoDB. Uh, Cosmos DB or MongoDB. Basically, guys, this kind of a, okay, guys, this kind of what, everyone, Cosmos DB or MongoDB can store only, guys, the following. What is that? It can store two type of data. Generally, database will store only one kind of data, na? That is called a structured data. But this kind of, that is Cosmos DB or the MongoDB, it uses or it can store what is it? Two type of data. What is that? The first type of data we can say it is what? Structured. It can store the, guys, structured data and as well as the semi-structured data. Both the data it can store, guys, always. It can store what is it, guys? Both kind of a data. What's it? Structure and the semi-structured. Structured and the semi-structured. We can store what's it? Structured and the semi-structured data. Structured and the semi-structured data. Now you must be getting a doubt. Now, how the database can store structured and the semi-structured data? Why? Because there is a rule here. What is that rule? That rule is called as what? No SQL rule. That rule is called as what, guys, everyone? The rule is called as what? No SQL rule. That means when there is no usage of SQL language, no SQL. That means what? When there is no usage of SQL language, then that means there is no card rules. EF card, who is the author of this SQL language. So no rule. When there is no rule, you can store the semi-structured and as well as the structure. That means you can store the data either in the form of a JSON, HTML, XML, or else in the form of a table, that is in the form of tabular format, rows and columns. All these are the things you have it. So these are some kind of, what is it, guys? I can say data storages. We can also say it as what? Data storages. And apart from this, I can say the very, the very more important storage that we can say, guys, Azure. Okay, Azure, what's it? Synapse. Okay, guys, Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. That means what, guys? Azure Synapse Analytics means what? Azure Synapse Analytics is called as a data warehouse of Azure. It is called as what, guys, everyone? Data warehouse of Azure. So when you talk about the data warehouse, it is the final layer of the data where the data is kept in a proper form, guys. So hence, there is no scope of storing any kind of a data except the structured here. Except the structure, we can, okay, we won't store it generally. We won't store it. So this is the final layer of the data that is called as a structure. So hence, guys, hence we call it as what? Structured data. Structured data storage in the Azure Synapse. Now, Synapse is the data warehouse of Azure. In the same way, what is the data warehouse of AWS, guys? Redshift. The name is called as what? Redshift. And what is the data warehouse of GCP, guys? Google Cloud Platform. That is called as BigQuery. Okay. So likewise, you have what's that? Azure Synapse as the same one here, guys. Azure Synapse Analytics. And apart from this, guys, what is the next one you have it? I can say here, everyone. Okay, we can say what's it? Azure. Okay, guys. Azure Virtual Machine. Azure Virtual Machine. So, guys, you can install a parallel machine here, and now it can be used for following. What is that? Either it can be used for what? What it can either it can be used for what? SQL Server database. It can be used for the SQL Server database, virtual machines, or and we can say file system. Okay, so anything, file system, virtual machine, or whatever the thing you want, you can use it here, guys. So hence, as this is the one you have it, so you can say here, of course, you can say structured, semi-structured, and most of the time in the virtual structured, semi-structured only we can say. Generally, we store it in the form of unstructured data. So this is the one you have it. So these are likewise, guys. Likewise, if you keep on checking, totally we have 90 plus storages. How many? 90 plus storages are there, guys. We have totally how many? 90 plus storages. 90 plus storages, guys. So these are all the storages we have it in the Azure. So next one after this, when we talk about the 90 plus storages, guys, everyone, 90 plus storages. So how to browse it to these storages? So you can go and browse it here to the following. The first one is called as what? Use the azure.com. Azure.com. First of all, use the azure.com. Later, you will have to register it. Later, you have to register it for what? Portal.azure.com. Okay, guys, portal.azure.com. So this is the actual web page where we are going to work. Okay, guys, this is the actual web page where we are going to work on a daily basis, guys. Okay, so this is how exactly. Okay, guys, we work. So from tomorrow onwards, we will start you with the web page and portal, how to create it, everything I'll show you tomorrow so that we can go ahead with the practicals. Okay, guys. So that's it here for the day. And if you have any doubts, you can just ask me.
Sir, what is DFS, sir?
Distributed file system. Basically, distributed file system is nothing but suppose you have here 1,000 rows are there. 1,000 rows. And let us say you wanted to, this 1,000 rows is pertaining to some 4-day sales. How many? 4-day sales. So you want to create 4 files here. Let us say file 1, 250 data. Sorry. In the file 1, 250 rows are stored. In the file 2, 250 rows are stored. In the next file, again 250 is stored. And again in the next one, 250 is stored here. Okay, guys. So here you have also 250, 250, 250, and 250. Okay, guys. 250, 250, 250. That means the same data, whatever you have it, is divided into the equal ratios. Into what's that, guys? Equal ratios. It is divided into what? Equal ratios, guys. Okay. So the same data that is distributed into what? Multiple files. So it is called as what? Distributed format. It is called as what? Equally distributed format. It is called as what? Equally distributed format. So hence, we will learn more about this, how the distribution takes place internally, how the data storage distribution. As of now, I can explain you only this much. That is nothing but you can say there is a file. If you want to divide it in 4 different files, so this is how internally it stores 250, 250, 250, 250 like this. Okay. So anyways, I'll show you in detail when you talk about the distribution format, how exactly the data is stored. Okay, what are the actually, that is how the data is stored at the background. All the things I'll explain you one by one. Okay. So that's it, guys, for the day here. And we'll
Sir,
just
again one, sir, for do we have any limitations for Azure SQL database and Azure Cosmos or Mongo? Is there any limitation, or we can store the unlimited data, sir, in that?
unlimited, we can store it. The more you
Okay.
want, the more you have to pay.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
It's pay as you go model.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, okay, that's it. Okay, thank you, guys, everyone. So we'll just continue this tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll start with the practicals on this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. So now can you see it? We have the Azure data engineering. So we can say Azure is the name used by the Microsoft to market the cloud service, guys. Azure is the name used by the Microsoft to market the cloud service. And then you have also data. Data is nothing but what, guys? Information. Data is nothing but what? Information. And engineering is nothing but application of techniques. So in broad, we can say application of techniques on the data by using the Azure. Application of techniques, guys. Application of techniques by using the on application of techniques on the data by using the Azure. So okay, by using the Azure. So hence this is nothing but the Azure data engineering. So when you talk about the Azure data engineering, so guys, Azure data engineering is what? It is a bunch of cloud services, guys. It is a bunch of cloud services. That means many cloud services are intact here. That means many cloud services are included. Many cloud services are included into the, what is that? Azure data engineering. So what are the cloud services we have it, guys? Everyone, we can say what are the cloud services we can say. The first one, guys, everyone, just can you say the first one is what? ADF. Okay, and the next service we have it as what? ADB, which stands for Azure Databricks. And the first one is what? ADF stands for what? Azure Data Factory. And then you have the next one, guys. What is the next one? ADF ADB. Then you have the Synapse. ADF ADB Synapse. And the next one, what is it? You have it, guys. We have what's it? Machine learning. ML stand for machine learning. Then we have what's it? Open AI. Okay, what should we have it? Open AI. Okay, we have what's it? Then the next one is what's it? Azure Fabric. We have the next one is what? Azure Fabric. So we can say, guys, ADF, ADB, Synapse, Machine Learning, Open AI Fabric. So these are all the, yes, guys, these are all the, what is it? You have it? Cloud services. So all these cloud services are intact under one roof by using what is that? Azure Data Engineering. So Azure Data Engineering Azure data engineering is what? It's a bunch of cloud services. It is the bunch of cloud services. It's the bunch of cloud services, guys. Okay. Azure data engineering is the Azure data engineering is the bunch of cloud services. It is the bunch of what is that? Cloud services. Okay. It is the bunch of cloud services where it includes what's that? ADF, ADB, Synapse, machine learning, open AI, and the fabric. So all these together is called as what? Bunch of cloud services. Okay, guys. All of them are included as a part of what? Azure data engineering. So not only these, we have many more in the Azure data engineering. But what are the tasks actually we can achieve it by using the Azure data engineering, guys? Okay, that's the one. So we can say by using the Azure data engineering, we can achieve the following task. What is that? The first and foremost task what we can achieve it. Okay, guys, that is called as what? Data migration. The first one is called as what? Data migration, comma. Your what's that, guys? Data integration. Then you have what's the data summarization. Then you have what's the data visualization. These are all the, can you see it, guys? These are all the things we have wrote said. Guys, these are all the things we can say. Data migration, data integration, data summarization, and as well as the data visualization. So these are all the task we can perform it by using the Azure data engineering. Okay, guys. So what are all this? What is data migration? What is data integration? What is data summarization? And what is data visualization? Let's try to understand all of them, guys. Okay, one by one. So first of all, we have what is that? Everyone. The first one we have it as what? Data migration. So what do you mean data migration, guys? First of all, let's try to understand this. Okay. What is data migration? So I'm taking up here. What is data migration? So what do you mean data migration, guys? First of all, let's try to take an example, everyone. So when we talk about the data migration, guys, I'm taking an example. So all of you, guys, please tell me, you all use the mobile phones? Every one of you? Yes, guys. Do you use the mobile phones or not? I want a reply from all of you guys. Yeah, do you use the mobile phones, everyone? Yeah. In fact, we all use a mobile phone. So, guys, I want the session to be interactive rather than me talking on the one side. I want everyone to interact. Yes, guys, please tell me. So, do you use the mobile phone, guys? Everyone? Yeah, we use the mobile phone. In fact, yes, we use the mobile phone. So now that too we use what? Smartphones. Am I right? Smartphones. Yes, in fact, we all use the mobile phones. That is nothing but the smartphones. Now, guys, whenever you buy a mobile phone, whether you buy a Samsung mobile phone or you buy an that is nothing but a Samsung mobile phone or an Apple, that is an iPhone. So by default, you will get the mobile phone with that default storage. Am I right or not? So nowadays you're able to see what is that? When you go and buy a mobile phone, before buying only they are telling you the configuration of the mobile. That is nothing but you can say, guys, 500 GB is the hard disk, and what is that? 12 GB is the RAM. Am I right? 12 GB is the RAM they are saying it. Am I right? 12 GB is the RAM, or 16 GB is the RAM they are saying. 16 GB is the RAM they're saying. That means what? 12 GB is the storage capacity of your mobile phone. Okay, inbuilt storage capacity, and 16 GB is the processing speed, you can say. So, guys, this is the configuration of the mobile phone. Am I right? This is the configuration of the mobile phone, guys. This is the configuration of the mobile phone. Where you have what's it? 500 GB. Yes, guys, where we have what's it? 500 GB and 16 GB. 500 GB and the 16 GB. So 500 GB is what, guys, everyone? 500 GB is nothing but it is a inbuilt, that is nothing but storage. And 16 GB is what? The internal memory, we can say, guys. The internal memory, we can say. So in broad, everyone, in broad, we can say what is it? This is called as a configuration. This is called as what, guys? Configuration. Am I right, everyone? This is called as what? Configuration. This is called as what, guys? Configuration. It is called as what? Configuration. It is called as what? Configuration. Okay, guys. This is called as what? Configuration. Now, the next one, guys. After this, okay. So this is called as what? Configuration. This is called as what? Configuration. So now, when we talk about this one, guys, suppose you have been somewhere in a marriage party or some excursion and you have clicked some photos in a camera, and that photos or camera, there is nothing but the photos or the videos what you have clicked, it is 800 GB. Getting my point? Now my question is that, can you store this 800 GB data, guys? Can you store this 800 GB data in your mobile phone where the capacity of your mobile phone is 500 GB, guys? Is it possible to store it? Please tell me. No? Yeah, please tell me. My question is that, guys, everyone, my question is that, if you have basically, if you have, guys, if you have, everyone, if you have the capacity of a mobile phone as what is that, that's nothing but 100 GB, and you want to store the data, you wanted to store the data, that is called as what, a 16, that is a 800 GB of the data, can you store it? Not possible. Am I right? Not possible at all. We can't store it. Okay, we cannot store it, we cannot store it. Now, what is the alternative, guys? The alternative is that either you have to add an SD card, am I right, to your existing one, guys. To the existing one, what you have to do, you have to add an SD card. So I can say, guys, we can add an SD card here, scan disk card. But if I'm adding the scan disk card, okay, SD card, the capacity of the SD card is what is it? I can say, guys, only let's say 100 GB. 100 GB, guys. That means what's the total amount? Again, you will get it here. Total amount you can store it as what? 600 GB. Now, still, can you read that target here, guys? The target is to store the 800 GB. That's two more, 200 GB is being deficient. So now, again, what's the alternative you have it, guys? You will have to, guys, either buy a new mobile phone. Am I right? Either you have to buy a new mobile phone, or else the other alternative is what, guys? Please tell me. The other alternative, what is that we are using it right now, nowadays? What is the alternative we are using it, guys? Please tell me. What is the alternative we are using it, guys? Please tell me. We are using an alternative. We are using an alternative. And that alternative is what? We are trying to store the data in the, guys, Google Drive. Am I right? If you are using an Android, if you are using an, what's it? Android. If you are using an Android mobile phone. Okay, if you're using an Android mobile phone, guys, if you're using an Android mobile phone, okay, guys, if you're using an Android mobile phone, then we try to store the data in the Google Drive. In the same way, if you're using an, of course, even if you're using Apple also, you can use the Google Drive, that's not a thing. But if you're using the Apple iPhone, then your what's it? iCloud is the, can you share iCloud? What is it, guys? Everyone, iCloud. iCloud is provided separately for the iPhones. What is it? iCloud. What's it? So using this iCloud, guys, using this iCloud, we can store the data up to the whatever the limit we require it. Am I right? We can store the data up to whatever the limit we require it. That means Apple iPhone. Okay, if you're using an Apple iPhone, then you have a iCloud provided by the, that is the thing. But what is that, guys? iCloud. So iCloud is what, or that is, Google Drive is what, guys, everyone? Yes, guys, Google Drive and iCloud is what, everyone? So Google Drive or the iCloud, both are the cloud storage. Both are the cloud storage provided by, what is that, guys? Provided by what? This is this can you see it? Google Drive is provided by whom, guys? This Google Drive is provided by the Google, and in the same way, the iCloud is provided by whom, guys? The iCloud is provided by the Apple. Am I right? So this is the storage we have it. Am I right or not? So whenever, can you see here, guys? Whenever you're trying to move the data from your, can you see here, camera, your DSLR camera is there. In this DSLR camera, you have stored all the, you have clicked all the pictures, amounting towards that 800 GB. Now, what you're trying to do, now you're trying to move the data from your DSLR camera, guys. You're trying to move your, this one from the DSLR camera, guys. From the DSLR camera, you're trying to move the data from the DSLR camera, guys. From the DSLR camera to what is that? You're trying to move the data from the DSLR camera to what is that? Google Drive. To the Google Drive. You're trying to move the data from the DSLR camera to the, can you see? DSLR camera to the Google Drive. DSLR camera to the Google Drive. So whenever you try to move the data from the DSLR camera to the Google Drive, guys, this process of moving the data is called as what, guys? Data migration. It is called as what, guys? It is called as the process of what? Data migration. This is called as the process of what? Data migration. It is called as the process of what, guys? Data migration. So we can say data migration is a process where, guys, data migration is a process where we move the data from, can you see here, guys, from, what is that? From a local storage to the cloud storage. So here, what is that? Google Drive is the cloud storage. Camera is what is that, guys? It's a local storage. Am I right or not? So we can say, guys, technically what we can say, this type of storage we can say on-premise. And this is called as what, guys? This kind of a, can you see this kind of a storage is called as what, guys? Everyone, we can say this kind of a storage is called as what? Cloud storage. This kind of a storage is called as what? Cloud storage. So here we have what's that? Android storage is there, and the next one is what should you have it? Cloud storage. Android storage, sorry, cloud storage and the on-premise storage. So on-premise means what? We are trying to store the data in the local system. You're trying to serve the data in the local system. And we're that is cloud storage means what? We're trying to store the data in the Google Drive or any other storage. That is nothing but on the cloud. Now, guys, what is the advantages or what are the advantages of storing the data in the cloud? That means whenever you store the data in the cloud, guys, the following are the advantages. What is that? You can access the data, guys. You can access the data without having a physical device. Access the data without having a physical device. Suppose you did not carry your mobile phone, but you have stored the data. Can you access this data? In fact, we can access the data from across the globe. From across the globe, anywhere you can access. Across the globe, anywhere you can access. Okay, you can access the data from the. You can access the data. You can access the data from anywhere. You can access the data from the anywhere, any part of the world. Okay, guys, you can access the data from the any part of the world without having the physical device. That is the advantage of storing the data in the cloud here, guys. And the next one you have, what is it, guys? After accessing of data, data security. What is it? You have it, data security. So do you need to worry about the security of your data, guys? No. The security of your data is the responsibility. The security of the data is the responsibility of the cloud provider. So you need not worry about the security of your data. Whatever the security, whatever the data security is needed, that will be taken care, guys. That will be taken care by the respective cloud provider. Okay, that is taken care by the respective cloud provider. So you need not worry on this. And the third one, guys, apart from this, what's the next one you have it, guys? Data security. And the third reason is what? Yes, guys, accessing of data is the first one. Security of the data is the next one. And then you have what's it? Unlimited storage. Unlimited storage. That means whatever the volume you want, you can store it. That is, you can store the data in the terabyte. Okay, guys. TB. Okay, GB, TB. Okay, PIB. Whatever you want, the configuration we can store it. it does not require any kind of unlimited storage. It is called as what? Really unlimited storage. Okay, that is the main advantages of having what's the data on the cloud here. So I think everyone is clear. We have the data from the what's that on-premise to what cloud. So guys, whenever, see, even in your mobile phone you store some data, am I right? When you wanted to save it to the Google Drive, simply we select that photos and click on move. When we say move, it will move to from your local mobile storage to what is that Google Drive. So that process actually it is called as what? Moving of the data from the on-premises towards that cloud here. That process is called as what is it, guys? Data migration. That process is called as what, guys, everyone? It is called as the process of what? Data migration. It is called as a process of what? Data migration. It is called as a process of what, guys, everyone? Data migration. So data migration is a process where we move the data from the on-premises towards that cloud environment. On-premises to what is that? Cloud environment. That's it. So this is called as what? Data migration. The next one, guys, what is it you have it? Data integration. So everyone just have a look on this. What is a data integration? I'll just tell you now. So when you talk about the data integration, guys, integration. So what do you mean integrate, guys? Can somebody tell me what do you mean integrate, guys? Integration of data. Yes, guys. So let's take an example here on the part of integration. Yes, guys. Integration of data. Let's try to, okay, combine data. Yes, that's it. Okay, no problem. I'll tell you here. Okay. So can you see here? I'll take an example here. So you have a supermarket called, what is it? More supermarket is there. What is it? You have it? More supermarket. So in the more supermarket, everybody in the more supermarket, guys, you have it in the more supermarket. Okay. You will have what's it? More supermarket is there, guys. Okay. So what is it? You have it? More supermarket is there. So in this more supermarket, everyone, you have various things. What is it? You can say, guys. Let us say more supermarket. This is available in Mumbai. Okay, guys. More supermarket is available in Mumbai, and in the Mumbai branch, they have gathered the following. That means nothing but they have gathered various products, such as they can say vegetables. They've gathered the vegetables, and these vegetables, can you see here, are imported from various country. That is called as what? Canada. Okay, then we have what's that, guys, everyone? Canada, and then we can say USA, J&K, India. Okay, so etc. These are all the things we have it. So they have gathered the vegetables from three different countries, but they're available. They're selling it in which place here? Mumbai, India. Am I right? They're selling it in the Mumbai, that is in India, guys. They're selling the same in Mumbai, that is in India, but they bought it from Canada, US, and Jammu and Kashmir of the part of India. And in the same way, they bought it, even some of them, they bought it from the Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is also the part of what? India. Am I right, guys, everyone? Yes, guys, this is also the part of what? India. So we can say, guys, they bought it from the various locations. They bought it from the various locations, and they're selling the same at a location called what? Mumbai location. They're selling the same at the location called what, guys? Mumbai location. So now tell me, everyone. Now tell me, everyone, guys. These are cropped and, can you share? These are cropped and cultivated in particular location. That means it can be either, okay, Canada or USA. Okay, or we can say, guys, Canada, US, Canada, guys, Canada, USA, Jammu and Kashmir, and Tamil Nadu. But they bought, or they have been imported. They imported towards the Mumbai and selling the same in Mumbai. Okay, For what purpose they're selling it in Mumbai, guys? Can you somebody tell me? Yes. For what purpose they're selling it in Mumbai? Yes, guys. For the facilitation of the consumers. Am I right? For the facilitation of the consumers. That means to facilitate the consumers, they're selling it in the Mumbai. Am I right or not, guys? Everyone? Yeah? Yes, guys, please tell me. Everyone. So now it means what? They have gathered the vegetables from various locations and kept under one roof in more supermarket and in the Mumbai branch, and they're selling the same. Am I right or not? Making it available to the customers. So here also in the process of data integration, the data is gathered from various locations. Getting my point, guys? The data is gathered from various locations and kept under the one roof. Okay, that is onto the cloud environment. That is onto the cloud environment. Here you have a Mumbai branch now, guys. Likewise, you have the cloud environment, I can say. So the can you say data is gathered, guys? Data is gathered, everyone. Data is gathered and kept under the can you say kept under the cloud environment. Cloud environment kept under the cloud environment, guys. Data is gathered and kept under the cloud environment, guys. Kept under the cloud environment, everyone. Kept under the cloud environment. Okay. And now, guys, kept under the cloud environment for what? Facilitation of the user, you can say, not the consumer. Here you can say data users. The data will have the user for facilitation of the users. So we can say, guys, data is gathered. So this process of gathering the data and putting under one roof is called as the process of what, guys? Data integration. It is called as a process of what? Data integration. It is called as a process of what, guys, everyone? Data integration. It is called as a process of what? Data integration. It is called as a process of what, guys? Data integration. It is called as a process of what, guys, everyone? Data integration. It is called as a process of what? Data integration. Okay. That is gathering the data from the various locations. Gathering the data from the various locations and keeping it a place. That's it. So this is called as what? The process of what? Data integration. Now, guys, the next one you have it. What is the next one you have it, guys, everyone? The next one I can say, guys, everyone. The next one I can say, guys, the very important one that is called as what? Data. What is the data summarization? So let's try to understand what is a data summarization. So, guys, here you can say data summarization. So data summarization is nothing but, guys, everyone. So here data summarization is a process. Can you see it? Data summarization is a process, everyone. Data summarization is a process, everyone. Data summarization is a process. Okay. Data summarization is a process where, guys, where can you see what happens here? Data summarization is a process where actual data is prepared in this. Okay. Data summarization is a process where actual data is prepared. So let's take an example of the same one. Can you see here? So here you have what's that, guys? You have the more supermarket. I can say more supermarket. Okay, guys. More supermarket. Okay, you have what's that? More supermarket is there. Okay, guys. More supermarket is there. Okay, you have more supermarket. And in the more supermarket, what is that you have it, guys, everyone? Various kind of products are available from various locations. Can you see it? Vegetables. So they you have the vegetables from what is it? These are all countries, I can say. Okay. They gathered it from the various countries, so I can just mark it here. Okay, guys. The next one. After this, they also have what is it, guys? Guys, groceries. Groceries are also there, such as you can say soaps, etc., toothpaste, etc. Many things are there. But now, your task is to, guys, everyone, your task is to prepare the vegetable curry. Which curry you want to prepare it? Guys, everybody, you want to prepare, what is it, guys? Veg curry. You want to prepare what's it, guys? Veg curry. You wanted to prepare what's it, guys? Veg curry. So as you wanted to prepare the veg curry, everyone, uh, as you wanted to prepare a veg curry, everyone, as you wanted to prepare a veg curry, yes, guys, as you wanted to prepare a veg curry. So you have been to the Mo supermarket. Now tell me, after going there, so guys, uh, are you going to buy all the products or only those which is required for preparing the veg curry? Tell me now, please. Yes, guys. Everyone, understand my question. My question is that if you have been to the supermarket, guys, everyone, if you have been to the supermarket to buy the, guys, if you have been to the supermarket now, so to buy the groceries. So now, actually, what happened is today your task is to only prepare the veg curry, guys. And as you wanted to prepare the veg curry, as simply you want to prepare the veg curry, guys. As simply you want to prepare the veg curry, guys, everyone. As simply you wanted to prepare the veg curry, guys. As simply you wanted to prepare the veg curry. Uh, as simply you wanted to prepare the veg curry. Are you going to, everyone, are you going to buy various products or only those which is required to cook your curry? Yes, guys, please answer my question. Did you get my question first of all of you? My question is that you have been to the supermarket, okay, and now the task of the day, you wanted to prepare a veg curry. So for preparing that veg curry, whatever the products or whatever the vegetables are required to buy that, I have been to the, or you have been to the supermarket. Now after being there, are you going to buy all the products or only those products which is required to prepare your veg curry, guys? You're going to buy only those products which is required to prepare your veg curry. Am I right? So I can say, guys, out of all these products, I'm going to say, and in the vegetables also, you're going to buy all the vegetables or only few vegetables which is required to prepare the curry. I will buy only those vegetables which is required to prepare the veg curry. So I can say, guys, here, I can say what's it? Curry, no, curry, vegetable number one, comma, vegetable number three. That is something but which is made in Canada and which is cropped and cultivated in Canada and even the Jammu and Kashmir. So I'm using 1 comma 3. I'm using what? 1 comma. That means two vegetables I'm taking up. So you have, so can you see here? This process is called as what? Selection of vegetables. Am I right? Selection of vegetables. This process is called as what? Selection of vegetables. From all the list of all, can you see here, guys? From the list of all, I am selecting only those vegetables. That is from the list of all, I'm selecting only, what is that, guys? From the list of all, I'm selecting only those vegetables, guys. From the list of all, I'm selecting only those vegetables which is required here, okay? Which is required here, okay? Which is required here, okay? So we are going to select only those which is required to that is nothing but prepare our veg curry. So I'm using 1 and 3. This is called as what? Selection of vegetables. Next one, what is that? The vegetables are selected. What's the next process? You have paid the bill, you bought them home. After getting them home, guys, after getting them home, so will you start eating them? No. The raw vegetables we won't eat. Why? Because we actually, as a human, we don't eat the raw. Am I right or not? We don't eat the raw vegetables. So what is it, the process we have it? We perform the process called following. What is it, guys? First of all, we perform the process called what? Cleaning. Okay, then we have what, guys? Cleaning, cutting, or chopping, cleaning, cutting, chopping. Okay, cleaning, cutting, chopping. Then we go with the cooking. This is the all process we perform it. Can you see it? And finally, once the cooking is done, so what happens here? Veg curry will be ready here. So this is the final layer. Am I right? In the same way, if you replace the vegetables and the veg curry with the data, what happens here, guys? Selection of vegetables is the process of what, guys? Extraction of data. Then the next one is cleaning, cutting, chopping. So what you're doing there? So actually, you have the raw vegetables are there. Okay, this here. From the raw, you are changing it to the farm convert to farm. That means, as a human being, we don't eat the raw vegetables. So hence, we convert the same to the cooked format. So we can say, what is it, guys? This is a process of what, guys? This is a process of what? Transformation. This is a process of what? Transformation. Can you see it? This is a process of what? Transformation. This is the process of what? Transformation. Transformation of data. Okay, guys. Of the data. Then finally, once the transformation is done, what's the next process? You have it, guys, everyone. So finally, veg curry is ready. In the same way, we can say, guys, loading of the data. Loading of data where? Into the target system. So here, can you see here, guys? This is the process we have it, where this process we call it here. It as what, guys? Guys, we call this as what? Everyone, we call this as what? Can you see here? We call this process as what, guys? Everyone, we call this process as what? ETL process. We call this process as what? ETL process. We call this process as what? ETL. So we can say, guys, the first one we can say what's it? E, and then we have the process called what, guys? T. Then we have the process called what? L. So here we can say ETL. So guys, the ETL is called our extraction transformation loading. So the same whole ETL using of the ETL process is called as a process of what? Data summarization. Okay. Where we summarize the data as per the requirement. As per the requirement. And now what is it you have it, guys? Here can you see? We summarize the data as per the requirement. So this is the ETL now. So also we are using the technique called ELT nowadays. That is extraction loading, later transform it as per the requirement. So in Azure, both are supported, ETL and as well as the ELT, guys. Okay. And what is data visualization? Okay, what is data visualization? That anyways, I will explain it to you tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we'll have the same session again. Okay. So where we are going to see what is data visualization. Okay. And that's it, guys, for the day today. And I'll just tell you the brief of this, everyone. So basically, this course duration is 90 hours. Okay, guys. 90 hours. Every day you will have 1 hour class. And the timings for this is 9 o'clock. Actually, the standard timing is 9 o'clock. But presently, I'm taking up at 9:30. For the next 8 days, you will have it. Okay. 9:30 only you will have it. Then afterwards, standard timings will shift it to what? 9 o'clock. 9 will be a standard timings, 9 to 10. Okay. So will be a standard timings, guys. That's it. And apart from this, when it comes to, okay, the rest of the things, guys, such as the course material, soft copy, and these things will be provided to you as a part of this course. And I will explain you the complete life cycle, how the project moves, how everything. And this particular thing, whatever we see, this includes, guys, Azure Data Engineering includes what's that? ADF, ADB, and Synapse are the major one. And you can say, guys, machine learning, open AI in Fabric. This will be the introduction we'll see, not the in detail, guys. Okay. So what are the things we have it, everything? In detail, just I will tell you. Okay, the users of all this tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow, everyone do attend at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, guys. That's it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask me now, please.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, like a Prakash here. Like, can I
Yep.
get the course content details if you have any link like that?
Course content you want, huh?
Yeah, full course content, like 3 months
Yeah,
course,
full course content you can
full
see it on
details.
the web page. You will have it. Web page is there now. In the web
Yeah,
page, you just Durga Soft, online
okay,
Durga Soft. Go to the online Durga Soft. You can find it. The course content, detailed course content.
okay, okay, thank you. Like materials, what you were providing, like only like the topic which you are like this notepad or like any soft copies you are
No, no,
providing.
soft copy material will be there separately.
Okay,
Soft copy material will be there, and apart from this, videos, daily recording videos, we're giving it.
okay, yeah, okay, thank you.
That's it, guys. Thank you, everyone. Putting all just a minute. Sure. Yeah, I think now it's done. Okay, sorry. Now, guys, I'm clearly audible now. So now, so these are all the Google, that is nothing but the cloud providers we have in the market. That is called as what? Azure, and then we have that is GCP, Amazon, Alibaba, SAP, and Oracle has also come out with their that is cloud service. Whereas, but the market leaders are what is that? The Azure is the market leader right now, and this particular Azure is the market leader. Azure is the market leader. Whereas, of course, in fact, the GCP, the Google Cloud platform is also coming up right nowadays. Doesn't, but Amazon, it's not so good, but it's doing well. But we can consider that only these three are the market leaders providing the cloud services. Whereas these services by the cloud providers, okay, what they have done, they have divided the services. They have divided the services into three categories. The first one is called as what? EAS. Okay, that is called as what? EAS. And the second service is called as what? PIAS. And the third service is called as what is that? CIAS.
SaaS.
Exactly. What is EAS? EAS stand for what? Infrastructure as a
Infrastructure
service.
as
Exactly.
service.
That is nothing but infrastructure as a service. Wherein, suppose you require the that is storage memory area. You require some that is nothing but some 500 TB data, that is terabyte, guys. TB data you require it. So now to be stored, so that storage will be taken care by the cloud provider. You need not worry here. You require 500 TB, that will be the responsibility of what is that? Okay, what is that? It's the responsibility of the cloud provider. Either it can be the there is Azure, Google, or Amazon, whatever it may be. Suppose you require the that is nothing but RAM. You require the RAM here. Okay, so you require some RAM of some 8 GB or 10 GB, whatever the more you require it. So that is the responsibility of the that is nothing but cloud provider. And apart from this, we have the platform as a service. Guys, when you talk about the platform, means what? The platform on which you run the entire thing, that is called as
Like
what? Operating.
OS operating
Operating
system.
system.
Exactly, operating system. Suppose you are running out of banking data, guys. You are running out of banking data. If you require the banking data is banking data to be stored, banking data is considered as the very huge data, that is called as a big data. It is called as what? A big data. So we can that is nothing but even the operating system, providing of the operating system will be taken care by the cloud provider. That is nothing but we have the operating systems as what is it? Suppose you require the mainframes operating system.
Like Linux or Unix.
Yes, Linux, Unix, whatever. Even if you require Windows also, that is the responsibility of the cloud provider. That's it. That is something called what? Platform as a service. Whereas the third one is
Hi,
what?
hi Shamir, I have one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
We can say like that pass like already it is available. We can use it, right?
No, no, they will. Of course, service means what? Service means what? You are going to a hotel, you are ordering something. That means whether it is there or not, if it is there in the menu, they will prepare for you, they will cook for you, and they will give it. Well, for that, at that point of time, if they require to go and purchase the meat at from the nearest shop, that is not your worry. That is the worry of the restaurant, isn't it or not? In the same way, you have this one also. Here it is not
Oh,
your worry to worry about whether they have the mainframes or not, whether they have the tie up with the IBM or not. You need not worry about that. Everything is the responsibility of the cloud provider. And then we have the SaaS. SaaS means what? Software as a service. Yes, software. Suppose you require the software, and for analytics you require what's that? Power BI. Power BI you require it. Nowadays it's booming. Power BI you require it. Okay, Power BI required. Suppose you require the Power BI, so you need not worry about this. Okay, suppose you require the MSBI, that is Microsoft BI. You need not worry about this. Everything is the responsibility. Yes, even the Microsoft BI. That means the license, everything. You need not worry about license. That is nothing but the cloud provider. Either it can be the Azure, it can be the GCP or the Amazon will be responsible for providing you this particular thing. Getting my point? Will be responsible for.
देखो मत लागे तुम्हें भी तुमको सुविधा लगियो टैबलेट.
Hello. Yes. Yes, guys. So okay. Now, so everything is the responsibility of the cloud provider. Whereas, getting my point, all of you, these are the three services we have it. Okay, that is, these are the three services provided by the cloud providers. Getting my point? Now, guys, before we see all these things, how this is used, what is the uses of it, how exactly this is useful in the industry, etc., etc., and what exactly the Azure Data Factory is, and what is the Azure Databricks, and what is Azure Data Engineering. Let us walk through from the very basic part, guys. Let us walk through from the very basic part. Now I'm starting with the scratch level. So because even okay, a person who is not from an IT background wants to join, okay, he should able to understand what exactly the things are. For that, let us start with the word called language. Now tell me, what do you understand by the word called language, guys? Yeah, see, you and me are interacting with each other. So we have around 60 participants are there. So suppose we are interacting with each other. Why we are interacting, guys? To share the knowledge, isn't it or not? To share the knowledge, we are interacting with each other. To share the knowledge, we are interacting with each other. Whereas if at all you wanted to interact with a computer, does the computer understand your English? Yes. Does the computer understand your English? No. The computer can understand only the computer languages. So for that, we use, whenever you want to interact with the computer, yeah, we use the computer languages. Those are called as what? Such as we have the C. Yes, we have what? C, C++, okay, C, C++, etc. Okay, these are all the computer languages. So using these languages, we interact with the computer. Getting my point? Whereas by interacting with the computer, by using these languages, what we do, guys? We develop the packages. What is packages? Packages are nothing but these are called as what? Ready-made applications which are ready to use, Suppose you wanted to prepare your resume, you wanted to design your